like hope is gone. Be strong, be strong. I will keep on keeping on and be strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord, in the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Vacation Bible School, Knights of North Castle. I'm so happy that you're joining us today. This is our first session, session 1. So you're going to have a whole day full of learning about crafts and science. Today's catchphrase is armor up with trust. So you'll see that throughout the video. Your story will be about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You will also make and create your own knights and have some fun with instant snow. So you'll see some videos, just like everything else that's not normal. This Vacation Bible School this year is a little different. It's all virtual, so you'll see people that you know and recognize, such as myself and Pastor Richard, Miss Susan, and some other folks from the church that are going to show us some craft examples each week. But there will also be a link to the full Vacation Bible School below in this Facebook event. So make sure that you click on that after you watch our intro videos to make sure you can see all the songs and videos and participate with the drama story and get the full Vacation Bible School effect. So I hope you all have fun today. I'm so happy again that you're with us, and I will see you all next week for session 2.
Hi, we are going to show you today how to create your own knight. So you want to make sure that you have your roll here. And we went ahead and pulled all the pieces out so they're ready to go ahead and stick on to the paper. So you want to make sure you have your paper like this way in front of you. And we are going to go ahead and start with the legs. So hopefully you can see that. Right, look at this. So we'll start with the legs, and Levi is going to show you putting them on. You just pull the little paper off the back.
Then you're supposed to, then this part, you're supposed to put them at the bottom. If you put them too far down, they may stick on to something that you're doing it on. So you want it to be just right. But if it's too high up, it would make it too hard to put the feather in, which is on the top.
It's okay. So yeah, like Levi said, you want to just make sure that the feet are at the bottom. You can kind of see on this sample one that we did that it goes all the way on the bottom there.
And I'm putting it like further out than this one I did. So we're doing this one like further out.
So then this is going to be the next piece that you want that'll go above the legs. It's the bottom part of his armor.
It's the one that connects to this piece, which would be the next piece, which would be connecting the shield and the sword, which would be after that. And you don't have to, and it doesn't have to be all the way perfect, just as long as you can make them any direction, as long as it kind of looks like a person in armor.
All right, so then this top part of the armor is the next piece.
Yeah, which connects to shield and the sword, which are next. But the head isn't.
You want to do. So the next piece we're going to put on is the sword.
I thought we could put on the shield first this time.
Well, yeah, you can decide where you want to put the shield and sword. It's kind of
Yeah,
up
you
to
can have them any direction, but the shield has to stay front. You can have them you can have it upside down or the different direction.
So you can see on this one that we went ahead, the sword is right here in the middle and then the shield on top of it. And with this next one, Levi wanted to put the sword on top of the shield. So you can kind of do whatever you want to do with that. That's why it's creating your own knight.
Yep.
So you can see how he's done it.
I picked mine this time. That you can put it like the shield behind or in front, like I did. You can put them any you can put it any direction. The shield you can put upside down if you want, but sometimes you can just copy like a regular one, which is in the instructions.
So the
Of
next
what to do.
is the head, and you can see there are a couple different types of heads. The one on this knight was a little bit different. Here you go.
Yep.
And then the last piece, once you have the head in place, is the little flower that's going to come out.
No, it's
Flower puff.
no.
What's it called?
It's the feather.
Feather. Sorry, not flower, feather. So if you can fit it on the top, you can see on this one we put it off to the side because we didn't have enough space at the top. But you can put it wherever you want.
And this
connected to your
time I
helmet.
tried to make it so it would fit, so I put it over the head a little bit.
So once you have your whole knight onto the paper,
You
want to roll it?
you're supposed to find the side. So that side's blank. You're supposed to get these things to connect into these things. Which now you're gonna do.
Okay. So you just kind of roll it, and you'll kind of see where these tabs can go in. So it's going to go over the top there.
Over the top and into the middle.
That's right, over the top and into the middle. And then you've got your very own knight who can stand up. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed doing the craft with us.
Well, welcome to week 1 of Vacation Bible School, everyone. We're so excited to have you up here visiting on Winter Mountain. I know y'all are from Charleston, so has it snowed down there lately? Have y'all been out in the snow? I bet you haven't. So we're going to make snow. We're going to have to use some pretend and some imagination, and then we're going to have some really real snow. I want you to go to your goodie bags, and I want you to open them up, and you're going to find a little packet for week 1 that's got some stuff in it that looks like sugar or sand or salt, and I want you to take that out. I don't want you to eat it though, because it is not sugar, okay? So don't eat it. Now, I want you to go in your kitchen. I want you to grab a couple of plastic cups like this that are clear that you can see through. If you use glass, be careful. And I want you to get some warm water, not hot like bathtub water, and not ice cold either, some warm water. And these are the things that we're going to need to make our snow, okay? So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take some of our snow and just pour some of it in your cup like that. See how you got it in there? And then you're going to take some water and you're going to pour it in there like that, okay? Now, while these two are meeting, I want you to sit them down and I want you to listen to what I have to tell you. This white granular stuff is called a polymer. It is what is in baby diapers. You know how the baby diapers, if you've got a little brother or sister, the baby diapers get heavier and heavier as they get wetter, but nothing drips out of them? Well, that's because there's a polymer in there, and that polymer soaks up all that moisture. Now, there are different kinds of polymers, but they work by molecules expanding. And in this experiment, there is a physical change that takes place. This water and this polymer are going to change into something else. It's going to change into snow. Kind of like when you squish up water with a sponge and you squeeze it out and it dries. Well, this is going to happen with your polymer and your snow. It's going to dry back out and you'll have it again. Now, I want you to look at your cup. What has happened? Look at there. We have snow. Pour some in your hand. Does it feel like snow? Is it cold? Is it fluffy? Isn't that beautiful snow? We got some snow. We have lots of snow up here where I live, but where y'all live in Charleston, you don't see that this time of year, do you? So here's your snow. Now, a physical change took place in this because of the presence of water. Because of the water, turned that into something totally different. Now, when we understand that God is present with us all the time, our lives change, just like the polymer in the water. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego knew God was present with them, even when they were in a fiery furnace. Their lives were changed by their relationship with God, and they knew they could stand up for truth because of it. No matter how afraid they were, God was always with them. So when we see that polymer change to snow, we can remember that our lives are changed because God is with us. Now, I've had lots of fun doing this experiment with you today, but it's time to hit the pause. Go to pause, click on the link below to go to Amplify, and then you'll see your other Bible school stories and other fun stuff. Hope to see you next week. Be good and go play with your snow.
Well, hey everybody, good to be hanging out with you here in this first week of VBS. I definitely miss being in this big, crazy room together, but we make do with what we got, so I'm thankful for Allison and everybody who's helped make this a possibility. And I think today, let's see, y'all heard Armor Up with, now really I'd expect to hear you yell it right now, but I know we can't do that right now, so maybe wherever you are in your home, Armor Up with what? It's truth, right? Armor Up with truth. We've been reading through this text. It says, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his power. So we are called to armor up with truth. I've got a couple of discussion questions maybe for you to think about with your family back home before we wrap up for today. Today we talked about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So I wonder, imagine, it's been a crazy few weeks. So we've already had a lot going on. But now just imagine with me that you're forced to leave your home, forced to live in another country, forced to worship in a different way. How do you think that would make you feel? Right? Maybe take 60 seconds and talk about with your mom or your dad or your grandma, whoever you're watching this with. If you had to leave your house right now and go live in another country, how would that make you feel? Right? What would you miss the most? Or where would you turn to get your questions answered? Right? Some things that we can think about when we're thinking through the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The Bible is a big tool for us in trying to help understand truth, to help understand how we work in the world. So maybe let me ask you this: How does Scripture, how does the Bible, how does that written word that we read, how does that help teach us about God? When we say it helps us discover and discern God's truth, how does the Bible teach us about God? That's your next question to talk about with your family. How does the Bible help teach us about God? And the last thing would be, how does that truth help us serve God and change the world? So if we're thinking through the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, trying to put ourselves in their place, what would it be like to have to leave and go to another place, to leave and go to another country, to leave our house? How would that feel? But then also, if we're in a totally new place, where do we find our anchor? Right? If that Bible is what helps us hold on to truth and hold on to God, how do we discover it? And how does that truth help us serve God and participate in changing the world? Right, just some things for us to think about in the next week before we come back here again and hang out with awesome crowns like this, right? We're excited that you were here with us this week. If you got any questions, let us know. We're here to be resources. Parents, as you're wrestling through these questions or crafts with your kids, don't think you're doing this by yourself. We might be physically distant, but we're still definitely connected through the Spirit. So we look forward to seeing y'all next week, right back here for our week 2 of VBS.